Now, step 3. The club now goes to the 3/4 position where the left arm is now parallel to the ground. The club is turned upside down and is pointed at the sky. And by that I mean at address the club is pointed at the target line or down at the ground, and at step 3 it's actually turned upside down. And we've formed an L position between the forearm and the club shaft. So you've pretty much completed your wrist cock at step 3. The club shaft will point down at the ground. To be perfect, it would point right at your target line, but there's some variance here. The club could point all the way down to your toe line or out to the target line. We start to get in real problems when the club gets off balance, starts to point more at the camera over here, or gets pointed inside your foot line. That gets your right arm too high. At step 3, we would like your elbows to be quite level. Also would like the club to feel light, and it will when the club is pointed up. It would be nice if you could feel the same grip pressure from address to step 3, not changing. One other interesting point is looking at your left hand, or your knuckle count on your left hand, from address to step 3. When you look here, I would like to see the same knuckle count. If you start adding knuckles on, the club face is getting open, and if you take knuckles off, it's getting closed. So that's a nice little checkpoint position for you to check each time going to step 3, which is a very important position in golf. Finally, make sure that that left arm doesn't cross all the way across the left part of your chest here. When the left arm goes across, that really means your right arm is going too far behind you. And that is, again, one thing that I often see as a major mistake at this point in the golf swing. Now that you've finished with this step, traveling to step 4, the completion of the backswing, is really just a matter of momentum. There's still a little bit of wrist cock to be finished, but otherwise we're just about ready to return back to the ball. There's really only one serious problem I want to mention with step 3, and that's what we call right knee lockup. And that happens as we go through this area of our swing. The right knee locks up, straightens up completely. Now this is a very serious problem because the whole right side will straighten up. Your right hip will tend to rotate way too much. You'll get way too much hip turn by this stage of the swing, and that will really reduce your coil. What I would like to have happen is for you to stay pretty much in your flex here as you go through step 3. Now, staying in your flex allows you to turn your hips absolutely as much as you want to. You really can't overturn them. When that knee locks up, however, you really can get too much hip turn, which destroys the coil of your backswing. So there you have it. Step 3 of the 8-step swing. A critical point in which you get your club 3/4 of the way to the top. We're going to take the club and choke down with our hands almost down to the club head. Then when we swing the club back, the butt end of the club will point down at the ground, and we'd like it to point right down at our target line or slightly inside. The dangerous positions would be when the butt end of the club starts to point at the camera this way, or in this direction here when the right arm goes up high, the left wrist cups, and the butt end of the club starts to point behind your toe line. So this little drill right here will give you a nice little feel for where that club should be. Remember to check the knuckle count on that left hand so that you're not adding on knuckles, which is opening the face, or taking knuckles off, which is closing the face. Step